So I will start now. I hope I'm audible. So good morning and thank you for joining today. A little bit about myself. So my name is Natasha and I am currently a third year computer engineering student. And I'm also a student ambassador at Lausanne. I am an international student from Karachi, Pakistan, and I've been involved in multiple leadership and mentoring roles on campus. So I've worked as a peer mentor for first year engineering students, as well as a student orientation ambassador in the past, which basically means I help new students transition smoothly into university life. And over the past few years, I've gotten a lot of hands-on experience with tech projects, both in and outside the classroom. I'm also excited to share some of that today with all of you so that you can actually get a real feel for the program. And outside of my academics, I'm also really passionate about photography, which helps me balance my technical work with something creative. So for today, we have lined up a few things for you all. The first thing is program overview. I will share some of the program highlights, a little bit about co-op and extra support available at Lausanne. And then I will also share some of the frequently asked questions and give you all a chance to ask questions from me. So first, I'll begin with the program overview. So a lot of the first year courses that you will be doing during your engineering journey is going to build your knowledge and it is going to help you to make sure that your foundation is strong. So I found that it was very repetitive of high school courses. So during first year, most of your courses are, you might feel that you're already familiar with these things because you've studied them in high school. A few of the courses are engineering mechanics, which is just physics. And then there's calculus one, which is quite similar to high school calculus with derivatives as well as integrals. We have calc two, which is going to build on calc one, and then it's going to go more in depth. Linear algebra is going to be a little bit new content for all of you, but it's really important for computer engineering because you're going to revisit it later in your other engineering courses. And then we have engineering design principles that are essential for any engineer, where you learn the design process. And we also have discrete mathematics. So this is really important for computer engineers, especially because you are going to learn how computers make decisions by using logic gates, patterns, and step-by-step reasoning to solve problems. So these are a few of the first year courses that all of the students do. Now, how can you upgrade and customize your program? So I will be talking about how you can actually go into engineering and then declare your specialization. So we know that many universities, they offer direct entry into specialized engineering programs. But at Lausanne, we do things a little bit differently. So we offer a common first year. So we will give you the chance to explore different engineering disciplines, meaning different engineering courses, so that you can get an idea what each engineering specialization is about. And then you can choose your specialization before going into second year. So that said, we also understand that many of the students, they already have a preferred major in mind. For example, I was already leaning towards computer engineering. So we like to reassure you that you will already have a spot secured for a specialization that you've chosen. And to support this, we usually offer students engineering co-application, which includes engineering program guarantee process. So this application, so once you apply to Lausanne, and you will receive this application where you can choose your specialization before you're starting your journey just to secure a spot. And if you already applied to Lausanne Engineering by the previous February 2nd, then you will be eligible to complete engineering co-application if you choose to actually choose your specialization before starting your journey at Lausanne. So it's completely optional and it does not impact your admission decision at all. So it depends on you if you want to select and you've already made your choice, or maybe you are confused between two of the specializations. So you can basically choose your top first priority and the second one as well. And in your co-application, you can also indicate, as I said, your top choice, which one you want to go for, as well as a second option if you think you might get, confused if I want to do the first one or the second one. So based on availability, we will let you know which programs we are actually able to guarantee you a seat in starting before starting your second year. And you'll then be asked to log in. In other words, confirm that the program you've chosen in your application is the one you want to go and move forward with. So once you've logged in your engineering program guarantee, you can just move confidently into your second year. And your specialization, which could be civil, computer, electrical, mechanical, mechatronics, software, and space, it will already be locked in. And here's the best part. So if you discover a new interest, like during your first year, you're not obligated to actually go forward with the guarantee that you've chosen in your application. You can actually go with your second choice or even your third or fourth choice, whatever specialization you think you want to do, you can just go ahead with that. So the application is not going to affect your admission eligibility. And one of the ways that you can actually customize your degree at Lausanne is through the International Development Studies dual degree. So in this program, students, they choose one engineering specialization, and then they can also complete other requirements for international development studies. So because you are completing both programs, you will have a total of 182 credits, and this includes your engineering core courses, which would be 60 credits, and your specialization courses, which would be 77 credits, along with complementary studies, which are 12 credits, and 33 credits are going to be your international development study. So at the end of the program, you will earn both a Bachelor of Engineering as well as a Bachelor of Arts degree. And this option is usually ideal for students who actually want to combine strong technical engineering skills with an understanding of global development as well as social impact. We also have BEST certificate. So the BEST certificate at Lausanne empowers students to explore entrepreneurship and innovation. So you are going to develop some business as well as innovation skills alongside your engineering degree through a collaborative initiative that lets you explore a few business and law courses at Lausanne, as well as so the business school is Schulich. You will be doing a few courses from the Schulich Business School, as well as the law, which is the Osgood Law School, as well as a few courses at Lausanne, and then you can have the certificate. So with the BEST certificate, it's actually going to build up your portfolio because you're not just preparing for a job, but you will have the skills that you need to create jobs yourself. So now let's talk about computer engineering. So what is it about and what pathways will it open for you in the future? So computer engineering is all about bridging hardware and software together to build and control real computer-based system. It's a great fit for students who enjoy both sides, which could be coding as well as working with hardware. And personally, for me, I was never exposed to coding during my high school, and I actually learned how to code at Lausanne from scratch. So all the courses, they will teach you how to code in different languages from scratch. So you don't need to worry about building a foundation in coding beforehand. So all the labs, they are very hands-on, and you will actually get to build, program, test real systems instead of just only learning theory. So you will not just learn theory, but actually apply your practical skills. And computer engineering is also a way that if you are confused between electrical or software, so computer actually sits between electrical engineering and software engineering, and it combines the hardware knowledge from electrical with the programming depth from software. So you get a really strong understanding of how software interacts directly with hardware. And in terms of career paths, this field opens a lot of doors. Graduates, they can often go into roles such as embedded systems. So embedded systems engineer is basically the one who designs and programs small computers inside devices like cars, robots, or smart applications. And then the hardware and software developer builds both physical computer parts, which is the hardware, and the programs, which is the software element that makes devices work. We also have systems and automation engineer. So if you opt for doing computer engineering, these are the pathways. And for example, as a systems and automation engineer, you can go ahead and create systems that actually control machines automatically, like factory robots or even smart control systems. If you want to work as a firmware developer, you can write low-level codes that actually help hardware devices start up and communicate properly with software. So this is what computer engineering is, and these are the pathways that actually open for all of us if we opt for computer engineering. So you can see that it's quite vast, and you can actually go to a lot of places. So let's talk about the highlights of computer engineering. So I will go over some of the key courses that you will be taking as a computer engineering student and what do they cover. So the first one is Introduction to Embedded Systems. And in this course, you actually learn how embedded systems work and how can you design, program, and test microcontroller-based systems. One of the projects, so all these courses are hands-on. That's actually one of the reasons why the engineering program at Lausanne is so known, because everything you do, all engineering specializations, even including computer engineering, it is hands-on. So one of the projects that I did as part of this course was a vehicle speed detection system, which uses sensors and microcontrollers to actually measure speed in real time. The second course is object-oriented programming. So from sensors to actuators, this is an introduction to Java programming and computational thinking, but it's through real applications. So you're going to work with sensors and microcontrollers in the labs, and students actually build things like ping pong game or even an automatic plant watering system. The third one is advanced object-oriented programming. So this course actually goes deeper into Java, and it teaches you how to build applications using data structures. And one example project is creating a vaccine tracker, which I created, and it actually helps you practice software design and data handling. And these are all the projects that will actually come handy when you are applying for jobs, because you can show the employers that you have not just learned theoretical stuff in books or lectures, but you've actually applied that knowledge. We also have a course which is computer organization. So here you will learn what's happening inside a computer. How do processors, memory, and instructions interact? And it's a foundational course for understanding how software actually runs on a hardware, how a computer runs or works in our day-to-day life. Then we have digital logic design, and this course actually focuses on how computers they make decisions using circuits and logic gates such as and you also get to build digital circuits. For example, I built a password lock system. So overall, through these courses, you will actually build strong technical skills like designing digital circuits, working with logic gates, programming in Java, and as well as like MATLAB. And you will also learn how you can work in a Linux environment. So you can understand how computer architecture works, as well as like you can program microcontrollers to connect software with real hardware. You will also develop some strong debugging and problem-solving skills. So one of the examples is a countdown that I created using FPGA kit. It's a hardware kit that has different switches, LEDs, as well as it has buttons that you can press to reset or pause. So this is a countdown. I'll play the video. What happens is that the countdown goes from 25 backwards. And if I press another button, so this is an example how I've coded in using Verilog language, and then I have a hardware. So this is what I was trying to tell you, that this is how computer engineering goes. You connect hardware with software. So first I learned in my course how to code and use FPGA kit. And then I coded in Verilog and did this project. So it's a countdown, and you can basically, I'll just start it again. So what you do is after coding, you connect with the kit, you use logic gates so the countdown goes from 25 backwards, and I can use another button to pause. So it paused at 18, and then I can resume the countdown again. And if I switch, for example, if you can see, I'm switch. So now if I reset the countdown, it's going to start from 30 and not 25. And then again, I can use another button to pause as well as to resume the countdown. So this is one example. And this is like a countdown that's used in most of the sports, even like, so our example was like an NBA countdown, So you are basically building something that you can use ahead in your life. Another example is the ping pong game. So this is a Java coded, and I coded in Java. Again, it was part of my course, and the hardware element is actually the blue bar, which I am controlling using a small knob. The knob is basically a potentiometer that you can turn clockwise or anti-clockwise using your hands. You can just like turn it, and that's the hardware element. The software element is Java, and it's a ping pong game. So you code, then you connect with the knob and you can use it. So this is like an example. You are creating, you can move it, and you can also customize the game. So you can choose your own colors. And then I had to test what happens if I don't touch the ball. So you can see the bar moves up and the ball goes into blank space. So my game is over. And then I need to rerun again. So this is like a whole game that you created using Java. So you code, and then the blue bar is actually a potentiometer, which you can turn clockwise, anti-clockwise to control the bar. So again, you can customize it, and this is what you learn if you opt to do computer engineering. So how our computer engineering program stays ahead, the first thing is industry relevant technical skills. So you will actually develop expertise in most of the code. As I already said, that you don't need to already have a foundation in coding. You can actually learn it from scratch in our programs. So the first thing is industry relevant technical skills. So you develop expertise in Java, Linux, MATLAB, Verilog, embedded systems. So you can see the examples I showed, I used Java, Verilog, but I'm also using hardware so that you can understand how things work from scratch. You know how you can work with software as well as hardware. So as a computer engineer, you will have a lot of pathways when you go out and looking for a job. Then we have hands-on engineering labs and design projects. The first is that you can actually have a lot of extensive lab works. So all courses, they have a lot of labs, and you will also be doing team-based projects. So you can apply theory to real-world engineering challenges. We also have flexible co-op work terms. So co-op is basically internship, and you can basically do co-op during fall, winter, summer. Whenever you feel it's the best time, you can apply and do co-op. Now let's talk a little bit about co-op and the extra support. So co-op at Lausanne is optional. So you don't have to do it. It's not compulsory. It's completely optional. And students, they typically apply during their second year. So it's a great opportunity to gain real world experience while still completing your degree. And throughout the process, you're not on your own because you get access to the Lausanne Co-op portal where employers, they specifically look for Lausanne students. And there are also resume workshops, interview preparation sessions, and support from co-op advisors to help you feel confident when you're applying. And the average co-op salary is usually around $25.75 per hour. So you are actually gaining valuable industry experience while also earning income. So most importantly, co-op allows you to work hands-on alongside professionals in the field. So you are going to build connections and explore different career paths. And many students, they actually receive full-time offers from their co-op employers after graduation. So that's the best part about doing co-op. You can actually end up getting a full-time offer once you graduate. And some of the top employers are IBM, CGI, RBC, Ontario Ministry of Education, as well as Caseware. Okay, so what are the opportunities that are available beyond classroom? So undergrad students, they can actually apply for competitive Lausanne Research Awards, including LURA, which is basically Lausanne Undergrad Research Award. And then we have the second award, which is Natural Science and Engineering Research Council Undergrad Student Research Award. I know it's a big name, but this is one of the best awards. And these both awards for research, they actually fund up to $10,000. And you can also do research at York, which is known as RAY. And this provides undergraduate students with an opportunity to work hands-on research projects in collaboration with faculty members and other students. So you can basically gain valuable experience and mentorship as well as exposure to real-world research environments. And York University is actually home to 4 main research units, and we have a variety of specialized labs and facilities, but some of the most main 4 units are Center for Research on Security and Safety, CRESS, which actually focuses on innovative solutions in public safety and security. We also have Center for Artificial Intelligence and Society, CAS, which is exploring the intersection of AI technologies and societal impact. Then we have the York Media Foundation. So this supports research in media, communications, as well as digital technologies. We have the High Bay Laboratory, which is actually a state-of-art facility for large-scale experiments and engineering projects. So if you want to do research during summer, you can apply for the awards, but you can also do research at York with faculty members, and all of the research opportunities are paid. So again, you can actually gain valuable experience and mentorship while just doing research. We also have extracurricular. So we have more than 300 plus clubs, and the first main engineering society is the Lausanne Engineering Society. So this is the main club for all engineering students, and they can host they actually host events as well as send students to competitions and conferences. We have the CS Hub, which is the Computing Students Hub, and they host hackathons, coding workshops, as well as tech resume review. So if you are applying for an interview and you want your resume to be reviewed, so we also have co-op advisors. But if you want a friendly advice, you can go to the CS Hub and ask them to actually review it. But they also host hackathons and workshops. We have the Women in Science and Engineering. So they host Ellie Hacks, which is actually one of the Canada's largest hackathons for women and gender diverse students. We have design teams. So the best part at being Lausanne are the design teams, because we have been going into conferences as well as competitions with the design teams, and they compete against other college and universities and actually win places. So the first design team is Lausanne Motorsports, which is a student-led Formula SAE, where undergrad students actually design, build, and race a Formula style car in international competitions. And this year they're going to Michigan. They've actually built the car already, and they're all set for the competition. We have the Arbilus Rocketry Designs that actually builds and launches high-powered rockets. Like their rockets are named Goose, and they have achieved major milestones, including launching 2 stage rockets and earning a 3rd place at Launch Canada. We have our York University Rovers team, which is operating under the York University Robotics Society. And this is actually a student-led engineering team that designs and builds custom rovers for international competitions. So all of these clubs and design teams, they welcome students from every engineering major. So everyone can find a role that matches their skills and interests, and you don't have to actually belong to one specialization in order to take part in these clubs or these design teams. You can actually be a Lausanne student and join any one of the clubs or design teams. We have the York Engineering Competition, which actually competes in design, coding, and problem-solving challenges. So you have a chance to advance to provincial level as well as national levels. We have the Industry Night, which is hosted by York University Robotics Society, and this is an annual networking and recruitment event for students, faculty, and alumni, primarily within the Lausanne School of Engineering, and it features industry booths, technical showcases, and dinner, allowing participants to actually connect with professionals from different industries and explore career opportunities in computing and mechanics. So the clubs, they actually host various social and networking events throughout the year. We also have work and study opportunities on campus. So these positions are available to both domestic and international students. They are paid, and they're on-campus jobs that are designed to actually help you develop professional skills and put classroom learning into practice. So you can contribute to the university community, and these are all the work study opportunities. They're actually paid opportunities. So one example of the work study is Leadership Engagement and Ambassadorship Program, which is known as LEAD, and they offer roles in peer mentorship and leadership development. So these are some of the opportunities at Lausanne. These are beyond classroom for you to improve your skills, gain more practical experience, and actually enhance your knowledge. So some of the student support that we have are dedicated academic advisors. So they're like a post-secondary version of guidance counselors, as they help you navigate course selection, degree requirements, and other academic challenges that you might face. We also have the student accessibility services. So you can actually you can fill a form and provide them with the details, and they provide academic accommodations for Lausanne School of Engineering with students with disabilities, including, for example, ADHD, chronic illnesses, or any learning disabilities. So students can actually register through their website, and after accepting their offer, they can utilize services. For example, they have the peer note sharing, where if you cannot attend a class, some of your peers will actually share the notes with you. They have exam accommodations. That means usually more time, and assistive technology if you have any issues writing. So let's talk about some of the FAQs. The first one that students ask is, what is the difference between computer engineering and software engineering? So in simplest words, computer engineering focuses on the integration of both hardware and software. So you will be using engineering design and principles to develop systems while ensuring that your skills evolve with advancing technology. And software engineering is primarily concerned with design, development, coding, integration, and testing of software applications. So the simplest example is, imagine you're building a robot. So as a computer engineer, you will actually design both the robot's hardware, like sensors and motors, but as a software, and you will also design the software that's going to control. But if you are a software engineer, then you will focus on writing the code that will make the robot perform tasks, for example, like moving or recognizing objects, but you wouldn't deal with the robot's hardware at all. So that's the simplest way to explain what is the difference between computer and software. What made me choose Lausanne, and what about this program? Like, why did I choose this program? So I chose Lausanne because I wanted a place where I wouldn't just sit in lectures, because engineering is all about building something. And I wanted to actually build things, understand how they work. So when I started learning about the programs, it actually felt like a community where students help each other and where professors actually care about your success and not just your grades. So the community is really diverse and inclusive. And we have actually, I commute every day. So we have like two major subway stations. So York is kind of in the middle. You can easily go to downtown Toronto, or if you're living somewhere else, you can easily commute because we have the buses around. We have two subway stations. So it's really convenient for commuter people like me, commuter students, to actually commute every day, and it's pretty much safe as well. My program, it actually stood out to me because it matches what I enjoy, which is solving problems and working with technology and actually creating things that have a real impact. So Lausanne felt like the right environment for me to grow, challenge myself, and get the experience that I need for the career that I actually want in the future. So that's why I chose Lausanne and computer engineering. Then we have, how can I tell if this program is actually the right fit for you all? So you will know that this program is going to be the right fit for you if you actually understand how technology works and you want to learn actually. So you'll know that this program is the right fit for you if you enjoy understanding how technology works, how can you actually solve problems and build things from ground up. So if you enjoy any of these things, then you can come into computer engineering and this would be the right fit. Also, if you are the type of a person who likes taking things apart, figuring out why something works or doesn't, or just imagining how you can make systems better, so you will feel at home here. And because computer engineering combines both software and hardware, so it's especially great if you are curious about what happens underneath the code and how processors think, how just software, hardware, they actually come together to make real systems function. The program is really hands-on. So if you learn best by doing, for example, coding, designing, wiring, circuits, experimenting, testing, so that's a really strong sign and it's a right fit for you. And honestly, if you are curious and you're open to challenges, you're excited about creating real-world solutions from both sides of computing, then you will thrive here. What has been a highlight of my time at Lausanne so far? So honestly, the biggest highlight for me has been the hands-on labs in computer engineering, because there's something really satisfying about building something from scratch and then going through that classical engineering cycle of why isn't this working. I've had moments where I've actually spent 20 minutes to 1 hour just debugging the code only to realize that I actually like missed a semicolon, and then suddenly everything works perfectly. So in the hardware labs, I've definitely been stuck and I've wondered like why my circuit isn't doing anything. So only to discover that I actually forgot to connect one of the single jumper wires to the breadboards. But you always have support from professors, your teaching assistants, lab technicians to help you out. So you're not alone. And it sounds small, but these are the moments that actually taught me so much. So you learn how you can slow down. You learn how to think logically and test your assumptions. I also like celebrate your little victories. That's what I do. And seeing your circuit finally run, like, make that just makes all my frustration worth it. So I get so happy and I'm like, yes, I did it. So another huge highlight has definitely been the friendships and the teamwork that naturally develops in these labs, as well as all the hackathons and competitions. So there's this unspoken bond that forms when you're actually debugging together at 9 p.m., as well as like you are sharing your tools, you're comparing notes, you're laughing about the tiny mistakes that actually take an hour to find. But working through challenges with classmates, it actually makes the experience way more fun, and you actually learn just as much from each other as you will do from the actual lab. So those hands-on moments, those problem solving time, and the people that I've worked with, they've been the best part of my time at Lassonde so far. Do you have any advice or tips for someone who's starting the program? So my biggest advice for anyone who's entering computer engineering is, don't try to do everything alone. This program, it can be challenging. And that's completely normal. So use the support that is actually around you. You should go to professors' office hours that happen every week and ask questions. Don't be scared to say you're stuck. It's perfectly fine. As engineers, we build and we work on assumptions, as well as like we try to prove them. So it's fine to say that you are stuck, as well as like studying in groups. It's also a game changer. So working through tough concepts with classmates, it's not going to only like help you understand the material better, but also build friendship that makes the whole experience much more fun. Also start building your network early. So I learned about this in second year. So I started late, but whenever students come to me, I always tell them start early, because the earlier the better. Because you can go to career fairs, information sessions that are organized by the Career Center at York. And we also have the Lausanne Co-op advisors. So you're not alone. You always have help. All you have to do, book an appointment. You can even do it online. You don't even have to go in person. So even just like talking to one, when you attend events on campus, and even just like you talk to one recruiter or upper year student, you can actually open doors that you didn't even expect are going to open for you. So networking is really important. And finally, step outside your comfort zone. To be honest, I started stepping out in second year and I still felt I should have started in first year. So my advice would be start stepping outside step by step. You can join a club, you can try a design team, or you can even go to an event. Even if you don't know anyone, it's okay. At Lassonde, the best part is like all students, whether they're even engineering or non-engineering, we're like a hub. So it's like a hub of students, and you're all interconnected to each other some way or the other. So you will never feel disconnected. Even if you don't know anyone, you show up to an event, you will feel welcomed, you will enjoy, you will actually end up making friends and making connections from an event where you know no one. So go to an event, and even if you don't know anyone yet, that's okay. Attend it. It's going to be so good for you to network. And these experiences and the people you're going to meet up, they're actually some of the most memorable parts of the program. Okay, so that was it from my side. And now you can all ask me anything. So feel free to go into the Q&A, which is in the bottom. I think it's in the bottom for me. So you can feel free to just type in any questions you might have, and I can answer them. And don't feel like shy. Okay. Does the university help in finding co-ops? Yes, they do. So as I mentioned, we have a co-op portal, which is just for Lausanne students. And what happens is that you can actually apply for a co-op using we have a website from where you apply, you fill in the application, and once it's approved, you get access to the portal. The portal has majority of the jobs, and employers, they are connected to Lausanne students. So a lot of the jobs that you won't even find online are open for Lausanne students, and it's there for the students to access, apply. You can make your own resume, interview, as well as other packages, and just apply through the portal. So a lot of the times I find LinkedIn hard to apply for co-op. That's the reason, because when you go on LinkedIn, it's a good place to network, but I feel it's not a good place to apply because it's already like 100 people applied. But what makes you stand out is that you're a Lausanne student, right? So applying through the portal as well as the website of the employer just makes it 100 times better. So of course, yes, we also have the co-op advisors, as I've been saying, and I also booked an appointment with them actually next week because I want them to go through my resume. And then I'm gonna book another appointment because I want them to tell me about the job search strategy. So we have the co-op advisors and we have a lot of co-op events. So we have career fairs where basically employers come and you can talk to them. You can ask them about what opportunities they have for you if you're looking for fall, winter, or summer co-op terms, as well as you can go to them and you can show them your resume and you can say, okay, do you think am I good for the job, or what can I add in my resume? And the employers will actually tell you, okay, that's good skills, apply. Or they will tell you, okay, participate more. And that actually really helps because they give you tips and tricks that will actually help you get in those industries. So we have a lot of support. And of course, the advisors and the career fair and the career center, they're all there to support you. So you won't be alone. And of course, you can feel free to book an appointment anytime and go and ask them for help. If you are interested in computer engineering and in high school, what would you recommend to work on to improve your future application? Okay, so you're in high school and you're interested, right? So to improve your future application, I would say start by um going online and just like searching different coding websites. For example, WW3 schools. Just go there and take a look at some of the concepts of Java, for example, or you can start with Python. So I feel like the more you know how to apply your skills, the better your application would be, whether you're applying anywhere. So if you want to, if let me know if I got your question correct, but I think you mean by improving your future application, does it mean like university or like employer, like job? University. Okay. So that changes. Let's go back to high school. So if you want to improve your future application to go into university, so I would say just focus on basically doing extracurricular. For example, participating in clubs as well as normal clubs, societies. Go there and they don't have to be tech related. To be honest, as a high school student, you don't have to know how to code. I did not know how to code. So if you're interested in computer engineering, you don't need to know how to code at all. All you have to do is meet the minimum requirement for math, physics, chemistry. That's the requirement that is like 70% in all the three courses, or it's 80% overall if you are an Ontario high school student, domestic student basically here. So that's a requirement. And all I can say to improve is take part in extracurriculars. So that could be you go into competitions, hackathons, or you can even join a club or society. I wouldn't say start learning coding. If you want, you can explore coding online using different websites just to see if you are interested. But don't worry about learning it right now because once you go into your first year and then so onwards as a computer engineering student, professor is going to help you and you will learn that. So just to improve your application for university, I would definitely say focus on math, physics, chemistry, because those are the requirements to get into Lausanne. And we also have Lausanne Academy. So if you apply to Lausanne and you feel that your final grades are not going to meet the minimum requirements, so we have Lausanne Academy, which is free online courses that we offer to students. It's online, self-paced, and it's instructor guided. So you can actually attend those courses online, just complete the modules, and you will be able to get a good grade. And then we will know that you have attended the academy course. So for example, there is chemistry. So you need chemistry to get into Lausanne engineering. So if you do the chemistry course, it's self-paced, instructor guided. You just go through the modules, you do the assignments and quizzes, you get a good grade, and then we will know that you've completed all the knowledge that you need to enter into Lausanne. So that's like a prereq if you think that your final grades would not be that good. And to improve your application overall, I would say yes, definitely participate as much as you can into extracurricular, for example, hackathons, competition, conferences, doing even community service, because everything that is going to make a difference, probably. Everything makes a difference. So the more you participate, it's going to be the best for you. to enhance your skills. And other than that, yes, focus on math, chemistry, physics, because these are the three things that you need in order to get into Lausanne. And if you feel that your final grades won't be good enough once you apply, you can always let us know and we can guide you toward Lausanne Academy, which is kind of like an option for students who think that their final grades wouldn't be that good and they can do the Lausanne Academy instead of just like, relying on their final grades. So overall, I would say to improve your future application, that's what you can do. Just focus on studying, participate in extracurricular, go to attend hackathons, attend competitions, even competitions where there is teamwork, collaboration, do those because you will build your skills there and you will learn teamwork, team organization, and so much more. So yes, that's what you can do. And if you want, of course, explore coding, you can go onto websites, explore coding, but again, you don't need to know coding in order to enter into computer engineering. And yes, when you go into hackathons competitions, you have like a team project and you're building something. That's amazing. If it's like a competition and like a conference where you're building something hands-on, you are doing such good thing for your future because you're actually applying your theory into practical. And engineering is all about practical skills. You learn theory to understand, but if you don't know how to apply that theory into practical skills, then that's gonna be issue. So it's the best thing you can do is learn theory and apply your skills to a practical project. You can also start by doing projects on your own if you want to start earlier. So for example, you can work on a game or you can start looking at the coding, as I said, coding concepts online, but don't worry about that. All you have to do for now for university is maintain your grades, and there's the option of Lausanne Academy if you're ever worried about that, or attend more extracurricular activities and events. Yeah. Any other questions? Feel free, you can ask me anything. There is no judgment, there is no need to be shy. And if you want, you can also unmute and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so I okay, yeah, we do have. Which campuses is it available in? Okay, so we have engineering. So we have three campuses, Kiel, Markham, and Glendon. We have a first year engineering at Markham, but for second, third, and fourth, you will have to come to Kiel. So, for example, a lot of the students, they live near Markham campus, so they like to do their first year in Markham, but then they have to come to Kiel for second, third, and fourth year, basically when you choose your specialization. So Kiel campus is the main campus where you'll do your second, third, and fourth. Also, your first year, if you choose Kiel, like for example, I chose Kiel campus, so I started my journey at Kiel campus, which is for second and third, fourth years. So Kiel is the main one. But if you live near Markham and you prefer that, you can of course do your first year in Markham, but you'll have to come to Kiel for your second, third, and fourth year. Any other questions? For engineering, is it all in one campus building or multiple? Okay, so we are currently situated in Bergeron, which is like the Lausanne hub where all the advisors are. It's a building of all Lausanne students, and you have all the advisors there, all the clubs, all the design teams. We have small rooms there, computer labs, everything is there. Then we have the Lausanne building, which is where we have again our labs as well as our lecture halls. We also have William Small Center, which is where you will be having your labs. So these three buildings are the main buildings that deal with engineering. But you might end up having your classes, especially first year, since a lot of the students they do all the courses. It's a common first year, so all of you will be doing same courses. So it can be a case where you might have to go to another building in order to attend the class, just because the class size is bigger. But as you go, but all your labs and tutorials with the teaching assistants, they're in smaller class sizes. So don't worry about that. And then as you move forward into second, third, and fourth year, your class sizes they reduce and you will get an opportunity to basically work in an environment with fewer students as well as like in a different building. So the three main buildings that belong to Lassonde are Bergeron, William, as well as Lassonde building. But other than that, yes, you might end up having your lectures in other buildings just because of the capacity and the number of students in the courses. But all the buildings, they are just to like add on, all the buildings, they are pretty closer to each other. So all the classes, they actually end even 10 minutes earlier. So if you have to go, if you want to go to a building that's a little bit far away, you can actually, the class ends 10 minutes earlier so that you can go there. Okay, no worries at all. Any other questions? Feel free. This is a free space and don't be shy. Don't worry about anything. Okay, I think we don't have any more questions, but if you still have, you can, of course, feel free to just let me know in the Q&A. So we want you to actually feel welcomed, supported, and connected. So we are going to invite you to take part in many ways to explore Lassonde. Firstly, we have weekly Lassonde tours. So you have so they're actually going to be personalized on program interest. We also have spotlight sessions. So during the weekly tours, you will basically come in and you will meet one of the ambassadors, either me or or my fellow other ambassadors, and we will take you around the building. So the one you can see in the picture, that's actually Bergeron. That's the hub. That's the Lassonde hub building where all the students are, design team, clubs, advisors. And then you can come, we can show you around our buildings and you can ask us questions. Then we have the program spotlight session. So they're actually designed to give you a closer look at specific topics, such as today's session about computer engineering. And during these sessions, we also tell about first year engineering, co-op opportunities, student life, and much more. We also have an Ask Me Anything sessions that are going to take place every Monday and Friday. So you can actually connect with a member of Lassonde recruitment and admissions teams to learn more about your application, the admissions process, or ask any other questions that you may have about Lassonde. We have This is Lassonde podcast, which is actually every episode is going to bring you a fresh conversation talking to engineers, scientists that are all across Lassonde community, and you can actually learn from the stories, hear them out through the podcast. And the community includes students, faculty members, alumni, and even industry partners. Lastly, we have the Lassonde community. So this is a Discord where you can chat with current students and you can ask about day-to-day life and get peer support. So you can either scan the QR code on the top right, or you can even just search Discovery Days at Lassonde. So this is the way that you can basically reach out to us and you can attend one of these weekly tour sessions or even listen to the podcast. So you can either scan the QR code and join our Lassonde community channel where we actually post weekly announcements about the upcoming events, the sessions, the Ask Me Anything, the weekly tours, or you can just type in Discovery Days at Lassonde on Google and it will show you all the information and the ways that you can actually connect to us. And if you have any questions related to any program, feel free to actually drop them in the Discord channel because me, along with many of my ambassadors, we're usually there to answer questions. So you have like a backup where you can actually ask us any questions you have. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. We will keep in touch. And as I said, Discovery Days at Lassonde is your way to go where you can actually just search, join the Discord channel. You can attend more sessions that we will be having. And if you have any question that is not answered on the Discord community, or you think you might need to talk to someone from the admissions team, first you can let us know, of course. But if not, you can also email ask@lassondeschool.com. The email is on your screen, so you can just email them if you have a really personal or a really admission related question. Otherwise, feel free to join our Discord community, ask one of the ambassadors about it. We may help you out. And thank you so much for joining today. If you still have any questions, feel free to just let me know. But we are done, and thank you for joining.